often do you get takeout?
Very rarely. Are you talking like takeout from like a sit down, or just like I pick up like
just in general, really?
Not very often, honestly. I mean, I would say maybe like once every 2 weeks, maybe. Not very often at all, if that. What about you?
Not too super often, mostly because I'm poor, and also because I'm lazy and I don't like going outside.
Right.
So that makes things more difficult. But last weekend I was putting in the work trying to get my my Chainsaw Man video done, and I had been working on it. It was Saturday, and I usually stream on Saturdays, but I decided to work on the video over the weekend. So I had spent all day Saturday working on this video, and I was like pretty tired out at that point. And I was like, well, maybe I should, find a restaurant I haven't been to around here and go get some takeout, try something new, get out of the house for a little bit, but still, be able to get back and get food eaten fast enough to get plenty more work done. Right.
Right.
So I go onto google.com and I look up, takeout near me, which usually.
Sorry, man. You just fucking killed me with the google.com.
Make myself sound like a real boomer.
Yeah, God, that's so funny. Not interrupting your story, but like there's nothing inaccurate about what you said, but it's just funny because nobody actually says that.
Right. Yeah, I gotcha. No, I knew it was funny when I said it. That's why I said it. I'm a funny guy. I'm a little comedian over here.
All right, keep going.
So yeah, I looked up, takeout near me, just to see let's find some restaurants that I haven't been to before that I don't even know about perhaps. And I found one place. It was a pasta place. And I was like, you know what? A pasta sounds pretty damn good right now. So I think I'll get some pasta.
Okay.
And so I go to this restaurant that I've never been to before. And I walk inside, and immediately it feels like it's not a place that has takeout like at all. It's like a pretty nice restaurant.
Okay. So I guess to clarify, when you say pasta restaurant, are we just talking about like a generic Italian place, or is it like only pasta?
I really don't know. I just the name of the restaurant had pasta in it, so I was like, I guess they serve pasta. I'm going there.
Okay, sure.
I wanted some pasta, bro. And so I immediately I go inside, and me being like, my nervous, anxious self, I was like, this is weird. And I walked out, and I was like, I guess this isn't a takeout place, because I just saw it and I was like, this isn't a takeout place. And then I was like, no, I drove out here already. And mind you, it's not that far away from where I live, but I was like, I drove all the way out here. I'm taking the time. Let's at least ask. And so I walk up to the counter, and I ask the host, and I'm like, does this place serve takeout? I saw online it has takeout. Do you guys have takeout? And she said, yeah, we do takeout. Do you want to see the menu? And I was like, great, cool. Yes, I do. Thank you. And so I take a couple minutes, look through the menu. I order a nice piccati, and
you ordered a what?
A piccati.
Like okay, go ahead. That doesn't sound familiar. You may be pulling a me and pronouncing something incorrectly, but go ahead, keep talking.
I'm looking it up on the internet now, and now I'm wondering what I had, because I don't think that's what it was called. It was something with a P.
Okay.
What did I have?
Was it
kill me for the rest of the
episode. Was it chicken piccata?
That's it, piccata.
There we go.
So that's what I got. And I order and I pay, and after I have paid, after I've ordered, she tells me it's going to be about a 30-minute wait.
Ugh. That's not great, but that's not the worst I've heard.
It's not the word, but like when someone's ordering takeout, I feel like the assumption is they want food quickly, or they're trying to like get somewhere or something like that. So you'd think before they order, you would say, by the way, the wait's going to be about 30 minutes, not after they order.
Right.
But again, me being, the nervous, quiet person that I am who never wants to like cause a fuss, I'm just like, I guess I'm waiting 30 minutes. Like I really wanted to go back and work on my video, but I guess I'm waiting 30 minutes. And so this restaurant, it is in like a plaza that I've never been to before. So I was like, I guess, I've got some time. Let me look around and see what else is here. And it's a nice place. There's a lot of like restaurants that I may go back and try at some point. There's this ice cream place that I know opened up recently because one of my coworkers had mentioned it. They serve like really, really strange ice cream flavors, but are apparently really good. Like what we talked about. Like they serve like savory ice cream flavors.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the same place, because I don't remember where it was, but I remember seeing some place on like Food Network that did like a chocolate ice cream that was topped with like orange flavored olive oil, and apparently people say it's like fantastic.
Yeah, they do shit like that. They do like black pepper ice cream, and apparently it's really good.
Did they have buffalo
like, this is
chicken?
Like, I have no idea because this is like a new place that opened up that it was like made famous in Portland. So this is like a new location of a new well-known place, and the line was just like down the sidewalk. Like it was not happening for me.
it was like
so
like a dummy thick line.
Yeah, no, that line was dummy hella thick. And so I was like, I'm waiting on my food here. I don't really want more food before this food that I'm already waiting too long for. And I'm probably not gonna have that much time to wait anyway. So I just, accepted that I would have to come back at some point. And that's not the point. I was just, another thing I mentioned, I noticed. And so I go back about half an hour later and I ask if my food is ready. And they say, no, it isn't. And I sit down in their little waiting area and I wait an additional half an hour.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I honestly thought they forgot about me. And I was minutes away from just leaving without my food and without a refund because I'm too much of a bitch to ask for a refund. Like, I did not expect to be out for an hour.
I mean, if I hadn't paid, I probably would have just left. But if I paid already, I either would have got a refund or waited for sure.
It was like, and like the piccata wasn't bad, but it was hardly worth the $16 I spent on it, much less the hour and a half of my time it wasted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
man.
that was fucking awesome. Like good for me, new experiences. Mac just had to try something new. Couldn't have just gone to fucking Taco Bell.
Right. Yeah, you go out of your comfort zone and try something new and you just get totally fucked over by it.
Yeah, it was great, dude. It was the best.
Oh, damn. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was pretty upset about it because it was like, not only like it would have been fine if it just been, a subpar pasta or whatever, but it was like a pasta that wasn't that great and it wasted a ton of my time when I'm like super busy trying to get shit done. So not really a fan of that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that sucks. That kind of reminds me of a story about takeout that was somewhat similar to yours. Although I knew what I was getting.
Before you tell it.
That's fine. I knew what I was getting myself into and still went with it. But go ahead and finish your story.
No, I don't have anything else to say. I just wanted to, welcome people to the podcast before you got into your next story.
Oh, all right. Right on. Hey, guys. It's us.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
What are you wearing?
I am wearing, well.
No, shut up, Mike. I'm talking to the viewers. You wearing something
well,
hot?
I'm not wearing anything, but you tell me.
Mike, again, not talking to you.
Oh, sorry. God. It's just natural reaction.
Yeah, because you're a fucking narcissist and you think everything's about you.
I do. Everything really is all about me, but no, I'm kidding. Nothing's ever all about me.
I mean, the podcast is at least half about you.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But
But still, that's, it's not all about you. I'm here too.
Yeah. All right. So my story about takeout. I completely forgot that this story existed until you told yours. There is a really good Korean fried chicken place here in town. And I heard about it because I think it was like the Detroit News did like a fried chicken tour of Michigan. And it was they went to like 50 different places, and this was like number like 2 or 3. So I was like, oh shit, it's in town. I should try this out. Well, I made the mistake of doing it on a day that there was a football game.
Oh yeah, that's a bad move.
Oh yeah, it was bad. And you can place your order online. And I should have known something was up because I had been looking all day. And finally, like, the game had let out, like, I don't know, like maybe a little bit earlier, or maybe I tried to beat the traffic or something. I don't remember the exact situation, but I tried placing my order online and their website wasn't working. Then I tried calling them and the phone just rang and nobody ever picked up.
Oh, good.
And I was like, well, whatever, fuck it. I had planned this out like literally like all week. Like I had a couple friends over and
you were feeling determined.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. And this was on like the north side of town. And this was when I lived at my old apartment. So it was already a good like 20-minute drive. Almost. So I'm like, whatever. So I go up there, and of course I get stuck in traffic. So it takes me like probably 35 minutes to get up there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I walk in, and there's like someone sitting there like waiting for their order. And the way it's set up, you can see over the counter, like into the kitchen. So I just like walk up and I'm standing at the counter, and I'm literally standing there for a solid 15 minutes before anyone
acknowledges you.
Yeah. And the employees have already made eye contact with me, so they're aware that I'm there.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So they like bring the person their food that's waiting and don't say anything to me. And I hear the phone ring and nobody bothers to pick it up. And finally, like, the guy comes over and he's like, yeah, man, it's going to be like a 2-hour wait.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, fuck it. I'm like between the 35 minutes.
I'm already here.
Yeah, like I'm already almost about an hour in, and I'm going to get stuck in traffic going home. Like, I'm not going to burn an hour and a half just to not have food. So I put my order in. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'll wait. So he's like, okay, it's going to be 2 hours.
And he asks you like 4 times if you're sure.
Yeah, clearly they didn't want to make my order. But I was like, yep, let's do it. And it was like a fairly decent order because I had like a few people over. It was maybe like $60. It wasn't
so
like,
were there people over at your place who were just waiting for you to like bring the food back?
Correct.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Not your best like hosting experience, huh?
No, it's not. It's definitely not. I mean, they were close friends and they like lived nearby. It wasn't like I wasn't like trying to impress out of town guests or anything like that, but it still wasn't an ideal situation.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But thankfully, this place was very close to a Kroger. So I was like, well, I guess I can do some grocery shopping while I'm waiting and kill two birds with one stone. So I did manage to get my groceries, and then I went back, and sure enough, it was like a good 2 hours. Thankfully, by the time my food was ready, game traffic was already gone because it took that long.
Well, yeah, the game was probably long done.
Right. But I will say it was completely worth it, and I have since been back, and it is still a long wait. Like you're looking at like a good 30 to 45 minutes, but now I know that going in. So yeah, that was my experience with that, but it was amazing fried chicken. So totally worth it. But
I'm glad it didn't end up being pretty disappointing like my food.
Oh God, I would have been so pissed if that was disappointing. No, it was good to the point where it was like, oh shit, I should have ordered like extra. But whatever. Yeah, so that's my takeout taking forever story.
There's a restaurant here in my town, and like you know me, and this is only somewhat related because it's chicken, but you know me, like I hate messy foods, and I don't like getting stuff on my mouth. I don't like getting like food on my hands. I don't like getting food around my mouth. Like we've had this debate before. Like I don't, not on the podcast. I don't think we've ever talked about this, but I don't like wings because they're very messy.
Right. I think this actually got brought up. I think we were talking about ribs because ribs are a similar
ribs are the same deal. Yeah. Like it's too messy of a food. I don't like eating it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember, I want to say this is probably right around the time that I got on Snapchat. So it's been like a couple years, but that was also the time that I got super into making ribs because it was quarantine and I had nothing to fucking do. So I had never made ribs before. And one day I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try to make them. And they were not great. And most people would be like, well, screw that. I'm never making ribs again. I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, okay, pull out my Barney Stinson, challenge accepted. And so I kept making ribs like once a week until I fucking nailed that shit. Like almost all summer. It didn't take me that long, but then they were good. And I was like, well, I want to make them again. So I probably ended up making ribs like a solid like 10 to 12 times between like April and like September, which is a shit ton of ribs.
Jesus.
But
that's a lot of ribs.
Yeah, but the Snapchat part is I remembered sending you a snap because we had this conversation and I had got them to the point where they were like super fall off the bone, and I sent you a video of me like picking up a bone and it just like pulling out, and that's what she said. And you were like, okay, I could get down with that because I could like knife and fork it. But
yeah, I would totally eat that shit.
Yeah, for sure. But now you live on the other side of the country, so oh well.
Well. But yeah, so there's a restaurant here in town that does wings, and like when I first moved here, I was dating a girl, and like she asked if I wanted to go to this place, and like it was early enough in the relationship that I didn't want to like start being like no to everything, you know what I mean? So like
right.
I was just kind of like, I guess I got to suck it up and eat some wings, and they were like the best wings I've ever had, and I've gotten wings a couple of times since then because I'm like, this is worth it.
Oh hell yeah, man! Sorry, I know you said it's near you, but is it like a single local place or is it like a chain?
It's a local place.
Okay. Damn. I was hoping it was like a chain that I haven't had before that might be somewhere local to me that I could try, but damn.
No,
okay.
It's like a well-known establishment around here because everyone's like, yeah, that place is fucking awesome.
Because wings are one of my favorite foods. Like,
yeah, I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, probably like in my top 3 things that I would eat at any point in time. Like, pretty much hungry or not, I would eat wings. So, yeah, I love me some good wings.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm still in general, I'd still say I'm not a fan, but that place is a unique exception to the rule.
Real quick, speaking of this being with a girl that you started dating when you moved out there, is this the same girl that asked what the stick was that was used in soccer?
Yes, but that was a different restaurant.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just wanted to bring that back in because that question is so ridiculous. That's it.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify that was the person who did in fact ask about the soccer stick.
Yes, it was.
Okay, right on. Oh, awesome. So I got something to talk about. I don't know really how this is gonna translate. Mike wanted me to bring it up, so I'm gonna bring it up, and he somehow wants me to try to include our listeners in this. But so I felt like over the course of the winter, I just got like super out of shape. Not like fat. I just like didn't do anything, and I've started wasting away to be like a little twink boy. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start working out again. And I'm like, Mike, you want to get on board with me? Because he wants to drop a few lbs. So I was like, let's have a competition. And I'm like, I really can't lose any more weight or else I'm not going to exist anymore. But but I was like, I don't know, we got to figure out some sort of way to judge this. So like, I don't know, maybe let's do like before and after pictures, and we'll get like, you know, like his wife Jess to like just go like, oh, hey, you have the biggest like change between the two of us. And he's like, we should get a panel. And I was like, all right, well.
Yeah, I was going to say you need like an impartial third party, but a panel's even better.
Yeah. And he was like, dude, you should have the podcast listeners judge it. And I mean, which is fine with me. I'm completely fine with that. But I just don't know. We don't get a ton of comments.
No, we don't have a lot of social media interaction in general.
No, I know, which I would love us to have more. But if you guys are interested, that is something that we are both willing to do. So listeners, let us know. Please give us a comment somewhere if you're in for being a panel member, and we'll go from there. Because Mike and I have a small bet on the line, so we definitely have to decide a winner at some point.
Can we make it a big bet? Can it be like $10,000?
You know what? Instead of $10,000, can we make it like a Twitter NFT?
Worth $4,000? Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing this until July 1st. So, I mean, by that point, that Twitter NFT is probably going to be worth like $10. So,
yeah, that sounds like an appropriate worth.
Yeah, if NFTs keep trending in this direction, that's where we're gonna end up. Yeah, so we just have a small bet on the line. But yeah, if anyone wants to judge, we're here for it. If not, we got to find another panel. So, yeah, Yeah, I brought it up. We've got a Snapchat group. There's another girl of mine, our girl Steph, that is doing it with us. So yeah, he wanted me to bring it up. I brought it up. Nothing super. Nothing.
I will join the panel if and only if it's semi-nude.
I mean, I am
like the pictures have to at least like show a little bit of like the pubis zone.
You know what? They
like you guys need to be like tugging down on like the band of your undies, like giving a little show for the boy. Otherwise, I'm not into it.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. My picture wasn't far off from that. Here, I will
try to win some extra points with the judges.
Hell yeah. There you go. I'm sending you a couple. I'm sending you my two before pictures. I haven't gotten Mike's yet. When I get those, I'll pass them along to you. But yeah, I'm a little risque there.
I'm excited now.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yo, what the fuck? Mike looking hot.
Well, thank you, sir. And I feel like I'm out of shape and turning into a little twink because my pants keep falling off.
I mean, that's just my entire existence. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I guess I'm in the club for now, so we'll I don't know. We'll see. So when I started with my company, it's been a little over 2 years. I got like my company jacket and it fit me perfectly fine. And my newer I guess it's been almost 6-7 months. But Brian, our regular listener, he just got his company jacket, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of big. I think I might need a smaller size. To our boss, and I was like, yeah, while you're at it, can you maybe look into getting me a smaller size? Because at this point, it's starting to look like I'm wearing my dad's jacket, and that's not a great look when you're trying to be professional. So
not really.
No. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I want to tone up a little bit and not look like such a little twink.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like if my channel ever gets to the point that I'm able to support myself off of it, I'm gonna like use all of my free time to just get like jacked. Because right now, like I look like the kind of person that I am, you know. I look like a little dork, a little nerdy kid, and I want to be like that super jacked YouTuber who talks about how awesome One Piece is, you know.
That would be great. Oh my god. Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty funny.
Like, look the complete opposite of what someone would assume you would look like.
Yeah. Like I want to look like I'd be like a fitness YouTuber or a douche tuber.
Nice. Yeah, I do kind of want to get a little bit jacked. Not like to the point where, like I can't put my arms down. Because those people look ridiculous. But I mean, good on them for being in good shape. But I don't want to get that swole. Just a little bit,
Just swole enough.
Yeah. Like a swole twink would be like an awesome spot to be in.
I think that's probably like the peak attractiveness, because like all like the like hot dudes, all like the celebrities that like the women's fawn over are kind of like in that in between zone.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's where you want to be.
That's what I'm hoping for. So I got 2 months. We started We started May 1st, so we're 2 days in. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I got all kinds of douchey shit. I got like supplements and protein powder and protein bars, and I got some pre-workout. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's fucking go, boys. I'm going fucking hard.
Let's fucking get it. Mike's gonna be the new heartthrob of Breakroom Nachos.
Yes, which means that you're the current heartthrob of Breakroom Nachos, and I'm not denying that.
Well, I didn't mean that.
No,
I was kind of saying that there wasn't one.
Well, I kind of figured. I just I mean, if I'm going to be the new one and there's only 2 of us, I guess that means it's you.
You're going to be the heartthrob. I just meant that I wasn't trying to make you feel bad, bro.
Oh, all right.
Or talk myself up, because I hate myself.
Oh, you shouldn't, bro. You shouldn't. You got that twink
Look
body.
at my dumb fucking hair.
Dude, your hair is... Dude, everybody loves your hair.
Conservative men don't.
Well, I mean, who gives a fuck about conservative men? Let's be honest.
Conservative men is the one demographic I'm trying to pander to, Mike. Come on now, let's be realistic.
Yeah. Conservative dudes are right in your wheelhouse. Oh, yeah. Fuck.
I mean, I'm trying to tap into that conservative men market, okay? It's like, that's my bread and butter.
Right. Yeah. You guys all love all the same things.
Uh-huh.
Your hair, Japan, being accepting of others. You guys have all the same ideals. You guys align perfectly.
Normal dude stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just emit this, toxic masculinity that plays right into what they like. So,
absolutely. Everywhere I go, I'm just exuding.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
I walk up into the club. I'm like, y'all mind if I exude for a second?
Oh, right. God, fucking great. Oh, you tell me about your video. When is it coming out, or is it out?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'll be out when this podcast comes out. It's coming out on Thursday.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I knew you said it was going to come out sometime this week. So, yeah, I haven't checked it out, but yeah, you're pretty pumped about that, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I'm real excited about it. I can't wait for people to see it.
Nice. Yeah, I will definitely check that out. I'm not sure if it'll be Thursday, but by the time we record our next cast, I'll make sure I give that a check out.
Sweet. Yeah. I mean, go check it out if you haven't already, people. It's something I worked very hard on that I feel very good about. So you go watch that shit.
Yep. Watch it. Check it out. At some point, Mike might check you out on Twitch. The other day, it was the NFL draft, and I suggested that Mike and I watch it together. I don't know. We were both bored and had nothing to do. And the radio station that I listen to all the time, they were doing like a live Twitch watch party where we just watched them watching the draft. But it was kind of fun because since it was on Twitch and not like public radio, they could say whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah.
So that was actually pretty cool. It was cool, like hearing, people that I listen to every day and have to censor themselves drop like F-bombs, and they were like drinking beers on Twitch and talking about like smoking weed. It was kind of a fun time. But to watch, Mike needed to sign up for Twitch. So he signed up for an account. and he got involved in the chat a little bit, but he was being a jackass like he does. This is pretty funny though. And in chat, he was like, "Does anybody have any salamanders for sale?" And he got booted from the chat.
Wait, what does that mean?
He's like really into reptiles. That's like a real thing. He really likes salamanders, but he was just trying to be funny. And
why did they? I don't know why they kicked him for that. That's just funny.
I don't know. I think they thought he was like I don't know, trying to like buy or sell like possibly exotic animals. I don't know. But yeah, he got kicked, and maybe just because it wasn't relevant to the topic, but yeah, now that he's got...
Well, Mike, you can come into my chat and talk about salamanders all you want, bro.
Nice.
Give us some fun salamander facts in the chat. I'd love to hear it.
Oh, he's got a shit ton, I'm sure. I know, like he's my age. He's I don't know, like
an old piece of shit.
Yeah. In fact, he's like 5 or 6 months older than I am. So he's even an older piece of shit. Yeah. Yeah, fucking gross, right? But he still goes out on like salamander hunts in the woods. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like I know he used to do it in high school, and I was like, okay, like that, it's kind of cool. And then I remember like a couple years ago, he was like, yeah, me and Chris were we go out looking for salamanders sometimes. And I was like, bro, you still do that? And he's like, hell yeah, it's so much fun. And I was like, all right, I'm not knocking it.
That's pretty great. I like that.
Yeah. So Mike in the salamanders, but yeah, hopefully he'll join us when I'm in chat. I should send him a message next time I go in, and we can sit there and
take over my chat with boomer memes.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god, speaking of memes, I meant to bring this up last week, and it kind of slipped my mind because we were trying to cram a bunch of stuff in right at the end. But when we were talking about how our personalities can be different depending on who we're around, it reminded me of this really good meme I saw. It was Ryan from The Office during one of his like talking heads, and he's just got like his hands like grabbing his hair, and the meme was, when you accidentally use personality 2 around friend group number 3.
I saw that one too, yeah.
And that's so fucking accurate.
Yeah.
Like that's a real world meme. Like, it's not just funny because it's funny. It's funny because it's so damn true.
It's hashtag relatable.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great fucking meme. Yeah.
So my parents dropped a fucking bombshell on me.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
You'll love this. So you remember my parents, like, I swear it was like the start of this podcast. They were living in Nashville, and then not that long ago they moved to Indianapolis, right?
Yeah.
So I was texting my mom the other day. And I was talking to her. It was right after I did the Captain's Kitchen where I made fudge, and I told her about how I made fudge, and I was talking to her about how it went and all this, and she told me about like what she likes to do for the recipe for fudge, and we were just having this, casual conversation, and my mom goes, "Oh, by the way, John, my stepdad, got a job in Detroit. We're about to sell the house." And I was like, yeah, I was like, what? I was like, well, why? What are you talking about? Why is he getting a job in Detroit? She's like, did I not tell you that we're moving?
Jeez, this is what, like,
I was like,
this is like 3 moves in what, like, not even 3 years?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years, bro. And I was like, what? No, you didn't tell me you're moving again. And she's like, okay, I guess we have some stuff to talk about. I'll call you when I get home from work. And she calls me. She's like, yeah, the company that John worked for in Nashville is opening a branch in Michigan. And since I work from home now, we figured we might as well just take this chance to move again. And I was like, what?
Damn.
Oh, okay. You didn't want to give me any warning on this, or?
Oh gosh. I mean, I guess you live on the other side of the country, so it doesn't affect you as much now, but
No, it doesn't affect me at all, but I was really surprised. I was like, Mom, how would you feel if I was like, hey, by the way, I'm moving to Oregon next week?
Yeah. Huh.
It was super funny. And so yeah, I've been joking about it constantly since, like, oh, you're moving again. Like every time I talk about her moving, I mention that she's moving again. Because Jesus, these motherfuckers don't know how to settle down.
Oh, yeah. No, that's so funny because, well, obviously you remember, but you went down to visit them in Nashville. And
I did.
I remember you and I were talking and you were like, man, it's like a whole different world down there. Because you guys went out to like a restaurant or a bar or something. And fuck, I can't think of what's that? What was that really popular like country crossover song that like blew up like right around the time that they moved?
Country crossover song?
Yeah, like it was country, but like not.
The Old Town Road, or Take My Horse to the Old Town Road, whatever.
Yeah. So for those of you that weren't aware of when Mac's parents made their first move, it was when that song was super popular. So not that long ago. So a move to Nashville, a move to Indianapolis, and a pending move back to Michigan.
Wow. Yeah, it's so goofy. I was asking, like, what you wanted to give out of Michigan because you didn't want to be like in the cold anymore. Same as me. Why are you moving back? And basically their excuse was like, we're used to Michigan, and it's like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Indianapolis isn't really like a much better
It's
weather.
not that different.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess if, you know, you're already living in that like colder climate, you know, and they liked it here in Michigan and your brothers are still here, then okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was just one of those things that was super goofy and came out of nowhere, for me at least. And just a super offhanded comment, by the way, I'm moving again.
Right. Oh.
It was funny. It was very funny. Little goofy little moment, as they call it.
Oh, your mom. Your mom is so sweet. I've never met her, but I mean, things you've told me and then listening to the conversation you had with her on speaker during Captain's Kitchen, I already love your mom.
My mom's the best, and everybody loves her. Like, she called again while I was streaming on the weekend. I wasn't doing Captain's Kitchen. I was just playing some games, and I like put my phone on speaker and like put it down on the desk, and it just like kept playing while I talked to her. And she was immediately, I was like, okay, I'm streaming, so don't say my name, you know, the classic thing. And she was like, you're always streaming on the weekend. Do I just not get to call you on the weekend? And I was like, I don't care if you call me while I'm streaming. People love hearing from you anyway.
Right.
And, like, sure enough, like my chat was like asking her questions again, and they were saying like, this is great content. And
nice.
Yeah, people love my mom. My mom's great.
Yeah. No, your mom and John seems pretty awesome too.
Yeah, they're both great. I love my parents. Yeah.
So big shout out to Mac's parents. You guys are great. We should have them on the podcast one time.
I'd be happy to do that, but getting to that point in terms of like getting them to set up recording or whatever would be extraordinarily difficult.
I mean, I'm enough of a boomer, and like I figured it out, but they're like real actual boomers. like when you did the captain's kitchen trying to get
John to mute the stream. Yeah. Exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, that was fucking great. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. This isn't so much of like dropping a bomb on me. I just think it's funny. My dad, who you met once, he's freaking hilarious. So he's like a pickup truck guy, right? And he really has no real reason for a pickup truck. He just likes to have one. Okay, whatever. And he's retired now, so it really doesn't even make a difference. He can drive whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't have to worry about gas mileage because he drives like, I don't know, probably like 30 miles a week. So he could drive like a fucking tank if he wanted. But his last pickup, he had it for quite a while. I want to say it was like, I don't know, like 10 years or so. But it was like a black Ram pickup. And at the time, he wanted everything else to be like chromed out to hell. So like the rims, the grill, all the badging, he got like chrome, like bars to go along the side to like get up into it. It was a cool truck and it still looked pretty good after like 10 years. But this was like a couple weeks ago. He was like, yeah, I think I might get a new truck. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I think I want another black Ram. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Exactly what you have now, which I can't judge because I've done that twice in a row, bought a black Fusion. Yeah. So I get that. And he's like, they have one called the Black Knight Edition. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, he's like, everything on it is all black. And like 2 days later, he's like, yeah, I ordered the all black. And he picked it up yesterday. So my dad has this pretty sick, like, I don't know if you're familiar with this term, but murdered out pickup, meaning everything.
I don't think I've ever heard that before. No.
Yeah, it's like everything on it is black. Like the grill is black. All of the like lettering and badging and rims, everything is all black, and it looks pretty fucking badass. I'm not gonna lie. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, my dad's pretty cool. I wouldn't have expected that from him, but sometimes he drops little bombs on me too.
Yeah, totally. What a gamer.
Very gamer. Oh shit, man, I keep thinking of stuff that happened. I guess I must have had an eventful last week.
Sounds like it, man.
So we've talked a lot about how neither one of us are really a fan of children. Correct?
Not really.
No, like I mean, whatever. Like kids are fine as long as like, you know,
they're not near me.
I mean, I'm even okay if they're near me as long as like when all is said and done, they're not my responsibility, you know?
Sure. I get that.
In small doses. So, I was at one of my accounts. It was at a Sam's Club, and they put my order on one of those flatbed carts, like they have, like similar to the ones like they have at Costco, you know?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, it's basically like just like a big flat push cart that's maybe, I don't know, like a foot off the ground, and you can stack a whole bunch of shit up on it. Well, I was done, so I had an empty one with just a couple empty boxes on it, and I was taking it to the back room, and this little kid couldn't have been more than like, I don't know. Again, I'm not good with kids' ages, and I'm okay with the fact that I'm not good with kids' ages. This kid is maybe no more than 3.
Okay.
And his mom and like his sister, who was maybe a little bit older, they were like maybe like 20 feet away. And I see this kid start like darting out in front of me. And I'm like, well, fuck, it's a little kid. Like, I can't be mad at this kid. So I just stop. And it's kind of humorous because he's just like completely in my fucking way. And the mom's like, come on, come back here. The kid like walks over and he just like sits on this flatbed. Doesn't look at me, doesn't acknowledge me. And his mom walks over and she's like, no, you're not going for a ride. And he doesn't move. And so I'm just like cracking up. Like, this kid's hilarious. So finally she like convinces him to like get up, and he like turns around and looks at me, and she's like, say hi. And he like looks up at me and then just turns and runs back to his mom. So he was apparently
sounds like some very
perfectly
classic kid behavior.
Yeah, like he was okay when I was going to be like the horse to his buggy, but he wasn't okay if we were going to have any sort of communication.
Well, it's like, are you really going to associate with your chauffeur? I mean, they're there to do a job, you know?
I mean, unless it's Ranjit, then no. That dude was a gamer.
Total legend.
And before I left Sam's Club, I saw my boy Gare Bear. He had a sample station.
Good old Gare Bear.
Yeah, he had a sample station set up, but you better believe I was in a goofy mood, and I was like, well, because that kid situation just happened. I was like, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker to the punch. He wasn't looking directly at me, and as I walk by, he looks up, and I'm like, Gary, how's it going, man? And he's like, he was kind of like stunned for a second. And he's like, Michael, how you doing? And I was like, I'm doing good, man. And just kept walking.
You really tossed him off his groove there. God damn.
I know. I kind of like it.
What an alpha maneuver.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a real alpha move. Oh, good old Gare Bear.
Good old Gare Bear. What an absolute... We should have him on the podcast.
Right? We really need to get my buddy Brian on, because he actually brought it up again yesterday after he listened to the podcast and loved it and was like, yeah, like, so apparently he had dabbled with the idea of starting his own podcast. Yeah, we just got to figure it out. And I think he would actually be an awesome guest, because him and I have a very similar personality, but he is also a gamer. Like, he likes hearing you talk about like Elden Ring and things like that. So the three of us could have a very interesting conversation. So we need to make that happen soon.
Yeah, I'm down for it. We just got to actually, try.
Yeah, no, and I told him I'd talk to you about it. We don't need to talk about this on the podcast, because that would be really boring, but we just got to figure out details on that and have him on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else going on with you this week that you haven't brought up yet?
Not a ton, man. We did mention, I will mention too, we did mention last episode that we would talk a bit more in detail about my video on this episode, but I kind of realized after the fact that wouldn't really make sense because you haven't actually watched it yet.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say that probably makes a little more sense for next week's cast, but yeah, I'm totally down, because then I'll have actually watched it and can really contribute something. Hopefully.
Yeah, the only thing, like, I'll give, like, I've realized I do this. I tend to think, like, I don't know. This happened earlier today, which is why I thought about it. A coworker of mine who I had mentioned a couple of times, I was working on this big project. They asked me, like, like what it was about. And like I have a very like detailed answer to that question, but I was like, oh, it's just a video essay on a manga I like it was a super like non-answer. Like I think I tend to think people aren't really going to give a shit about my videos, so I just don't like give a complete answer. And it was I gotta like stop doing that. So I'll give a little more like complete idea of what the video is for anybody who's interested. And especially since it's, you know, it's out now, like if you know, go check it out. I'll give a little like here's what you can expect. It's a narrative analysis of, you know, one of my favorite manga of all time, Chainsaw Man, and how it uses subtle writing to tell a much deeper story than is presented on the surface. And I think it turned out really well. And I'll also, you know, mention what the fuck Chainsaw Man actually is. And I know I've told you about this a little bit because it's such an absurd like manga on the surface.
Yeah,
it is a series.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I remember you told me about this like fucking years ago.
It was probably like not long after it started.
I mean, I know you and I were still working together for sure. We were like standing over by Register 5. That means nothing to anyone who didn't work at World Market, but
that is specific.
Yeah, no, we were standing over there and you're like, yeah, man, like manga and like comics, like they get really creative sometime with like, at the time, I think you said like superpowers. And
yes. Yeah.
So go ahead, continue and explain Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. So Chainsaw Man is a story of, I mean, it on the surface sounds like a superhero story, but it's kind of not. But it is also, it's hard to explain. It's an action story about this kid who gains the power of the chainsaw devil, which, you know, gives him the ability to sprout chainsaws from his arms and legs and head to attack enemies, which is just an interesting concept on its own.
It's so absurd that
it's extremely absurd.
Yeah, it's just so absurd that it's like entertaining.
Yeah, but like it's also like an actually like really deep, really well written story about like almost like a coming of age. Like this is a character who's like starts off the story super innocent and kind of as he's, you know, in this world, learns more about it, experiences it and stuff like that. Like it's a really good story. And so to be honest, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with this sentence. You know, the point is like that's kind of what my video is about. It's about, you know, I wanted to do a Chainsaw Man video for the longest time because again, it's one of my favorite series ever. It's super good.
Yeah.
But it felt like every time the thing is it's so well written that everything kind of connects together, and that's obviously a compliment, but it's for me kind of a bad thing because it makes making a video on it hard because I can't focus on just one thing without kind of talking about, you know, the whole thing, which is how, you know, I've mentioned before on the podcast that this video is stupid long. That's how it ended up so long. When I decided to write this video, I decided, you know, I'm just gonna go for it. You know, this is a series I want to talk about. I want to talk about everything that's great about it, not just part of what's great about it. So I'm just gonna make a video where I talk about the entire thing. And even within like that format, there's still like a ton of like stuff that I wanted to talk about that I decided to cut out because, you know, it's just really good. So it ended up being about an hour and 45 minutes long, but you know, I promise it's not a video that drags. It's like I'm constantly like moving on to the next thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, no. You said it was going to be longer than your others. And just knowing how much time you've put into this, that doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, it's just one of those videos that I felt really passionate about. It's like this is something I love that I want to share with others. It's kind of like, you know, why I'm afraid to like make a video about One Piece, because there's so much that I love about One Piece that I simply couldn't make a video that's less than like 4 hours long. Chainsaw, like the Chainsaw Man video is like what a One Piece video would look like if One Piece were only 100 chapters long rather than 1,000.
I gotcha. Nice.
So yeah, go check it out. We'll talk about it a lot more next week, I think. Because there's a lot of things I can talk about in terms of like my thinking process for making the video and specifically struggles that I had in the creative process.
Nice.
And I think it'll be a great goddamn time.
I do too. You like I said last week in my not so glowing review of your videos. I do find them very interesting. You do a good job of capturing everyone's attention.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I will say too, like, and this is, you know, from someone who's already kind of a fan of my work. My friend Jake, you know Jake. We've talked about Jake.
Yeah.
He's a good old boy.
Jake. God.
Fucking
that guy.
Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah. He, like, whenever I make a new video, I send it along to him. Like, I'll upload it on YouTube as an unlisted video when I'm done with the rough cut, so that I can, you know, make sure that I'm not going to run into like issues with like copyright strikes, which hasn't been an issue for this one because I'm not using footage from an anime because it doesn't have an anime yet. But still, I did it anyway because I will send my videos to Jake and he'll take a look through them and kind of let me know of any changes that he thinks I should make or things that could have been done better. Because he's a pretty smart guy. He knows a good bit about the video world too. So I have a lot of respect for his opinion because he's a smart guy. Even though he acts like a dumbass a lot of the time, he's a smart guy. Even though he snorts salt, he's a smart old guy.
God, that's right. That was from like episode 1.
Yeah. That was definitely a sleepover topic.
Yeah.
But I sent this video along this time, and usually like he has like a bunch of notes for me, and this time around like he was like, I don't really have a lot of notes for you. This is your best video yet.
Hell yeah. Good on you, man.
So yeah, that felt pretty good. It was like one of those things, like obviously I respect his opinion. Otherwise I wouldn't be like giving him advanced viewing for the purpose of getting notes from him. But like, so it feels good to like have him be like, hey, yo, this good.
Hell yeah. Nice, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Real quick before I forget, we've talked before about how energy drinks don't really have an effect on you.
They do not.
Man, there's one that you got to try. The brand is called C4, and they make 2 different varieties. Let me grab a can. I've got one sitting right here. You might not be able to hear me super well. Okay, so they make 2 different varieties. One of them's like, I think like super brain or something like that. And then they have like superhuman, which is designed to be used as like a pre-workout energy drink. Well, it's got something.
Okay, so that's why you picked it up.
Yeah. And it's got a good amount of caffeine. It's 200 milligrams of caffeine, but it's got something called, I may be screwing this up, beta alanine. And it says that it may give you like a small tingling sensation. And holy fuck, they're not kidding. It takes like a good like 20 to 30 minutes to hit. And I've been drinking one during the podcast. And
so it's hitting you right now, probably.
Yeah, I feel like I could fight a fucking bear right now. I think next week, well, maybe not next week because you're gonna have a shit ton to talk about. But one of these days I'm gonna have to take one like 30 minutes before we start recording, and I'll just be like fucking goofy as shit for the entire hour. I love this.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, I would suggest trying one and see if it has any kind of effect on you.
I'm going shopping later. I'll see if they happen to sell it where I shop.
Hell yeah. And gotta slide this in real quick. I tried a new LaCroix review of the week. Cherry Blossom. Meh. It's in the middle. Don't hate it. Probably.
Man.
Don't hate it. Probably wouldn't buy it again.
I was hoping you were going to go Cherry Blossom. It's cherry awesome.
Oh, damn it. 1, I didn't think of that.
What a letdown.
2, it's not really that awesome. It's just mediocre.
Damn.
But
that's a big sad moment.
It's not as gross as the watermelon though. So we'll see. I do have a couple of cans of watermelon because I went to Costco over the weekend, and they had like a variety pack, like a 24 count variety pack, and it came with 6 cans of watermelon in it, but it was like cheap as fuck. So I was like, I can suck down. So you're
kind of stuck with it, huh?
I can suck down 6 of them.
You can suck it.
Yeah. So that's where we're at, man.
Good shit.
Hell yeah. Solid.
Thanks for watching. I hope you all die. Go watch my new video.
Yes, watch the video and please give us some sort of social media feedback so that we can get this panel going. I think everyone's
Our families no longer love us. We desperately need social media attention.
Yeah, for sure. So get on that, guys.